Jones Bones? It is your girl Unitedly Random, and today we are going to be talking about mental health. Mental health is a very touchy subject, so if this topic may trigger you, I advise that you go ahead and exit down below. And on top of mental health, we're going to be talking about Trisha Paytas, and she is a very touchy subject as well. You people on the internet, not you, I mean just in general, people on the internet love to hate Trisha Paytas, and we're going to talk a little bit about it because why not?
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Now, when I say people love to hate Trisha Paytas, I mean it. I honestly had a roommate back when I was going to West Georgia who would put on Trisha's videos of her crying on the floor in her kitchen, and she would put them on, and she it kind of would make her feel better about herself. She'd be like, well, at least I'm not her. And I just kind of side glance her and be like, okay, is that what we're doing? We're laughing at someone who's going through a hard time. You know what I'm saying? It's always been really iffy for me. I personally like Trisha Paytas. I like how she kind of just airs it all out. There's a certain level of freedom. She's an open book, and I love that about her. I do wonder what effects that might be having on her mental health from time to time, because I know that can't be easy. She's risking it all for the biscuits, but me, I don't have an oven. If you don't know about Trisha Paytas, she is an OG YouTuber in my book, I think in everybody's book, but she's been here for a while, and she makes less than friendly content, if we're gonna be real. You know, she's not family friendly, but she's open. And another thing to note is the internet can't seem to cancel Trisha Paytas at all. She's the queen of being canceled and bouncing back. Personally for me, I'm not really for cancel culture, but it's amazing how she's kind of built her little empire on being controversial. She gets the views and she's doing it well. Wow. I'm just taking notes. Of course, with my platform, I don't want to be that, that controversial, but there's a certain je ne sais quoi of someone who just doesn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So since she built her empire on being controversial, it's really interesting to see how people just don't want to let her leave that spot. Even though at some points you can definitely see growth, people just keep dragging her back in there. But enough about trying to talk about her history, her past. There's plenty, and I mean plenty of videos about Trisha online if you guys want to learn more about her. But today I'm talking a little bit about something that happened more recently. So recently, Trisha's been a part of a new podcast called Frenemies. And I mean, it's a cute name, slightly shady, but also with the name Frenemies, you already know that there's gonna be some type of toxic vibes in it. Why we gotta be toxic? But I mean, it gets the views. I enjoyed it. I've been watching every episode just for Trish, honestly. That's my girl. I stans her a little bit. I'm a simp for some Trish, because that's why I be sliding into her DMs asking to be her friend. True story. Okay, I might be using simp wrong, but yeah. So you guys, on the recent video, things popped off. And a little bit, not a little bit, it popped off in a bad way. Let's be real, she had a meltdown. She had a total meltdown. And I could tell that it was coming. I actually talked to my husband about this earlier today. I was like, oh, I could kind of tell that there was going to be a meltdown soon. Not because it's on brand for Trisha. It's just when she's talking about therapy and she's talking about helping herself and stuff like that. And I know in let's be real, okay? So not a lot of people are pointing this out, but in the last video, in the videos before this, with the whole the woman knocking on her window for food, I think that was like a little bit of a traumatic experience, and it brought up other traumatic experiences into her, like more so the forefront of her mind. So this is just something I'm not a therapist, but this is just something that my therapist told me. It's one thing to be able to go ahead and recite what happened to you, like like it happened to someone else. Like I can tell you my childhood like I was reading a newspaper, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually feeling the emotions behind what I just told you. So I feel like by talking about it in such a public area and also dealing with that traumatic experience, that brought up these emotions. And like she said it up front, she was taken advantage of, in these types of situations. I feel like it opened up a book that wasn't ready to be read, if that makes sense. At least not in the public. And especially when you're working on your mental health, you guys, mental health, wow. So I knew that I was going to get a little bit flustered while talking about this topic, because I could see in her videos, and even when she was having that meltdown, I'm an empath. It hurt me, and I started crying immediately. And it was like, my husband's like, "Are you crying?" But I'm just like, oh, it hurts so much, because I know what it feels like to be in that situation. I know what it feels like to be like that. And like, we need to have another conversation about mental health. We need to have more conversations about mental health on my channel, because I shouldn't be getting this flustered to talk about mental health with you guys. I want to be really open with you guys. So today, since I knew that I was going to get flustered talking about this, and I also know that a lot of people might be talking about like Trisha and how things were handled and this and that, I'm going to take it from a more so outside approach. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my tarot cards, and we're just going to talk a little bit with the tarot cards and about the situation, and hopefully that can offer any type of insight. And my people who are on my channel for tarot readings and everything, you could probably get a little bit more insight and get comfortable, or see me work with my cards a little bit more. So it's practice for my cards, but it's also like, oh, I'm interested in this situation. So we're gonna explore it a little bit with my cards, and I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do it now. Okay, you guys, I have a couple cards that I'm going to pull from. I have my Island Time Wellness cards. Those are my lover cards. I have my, what cards are these? I have my V Loving Crystals Autumn Delight Oracle cards. I have my good old, this is how I like to end my readings cards. Like, they just have a keyword on it. And I'm going to pull a keyword for Trish. I'm going to pull a keyword for Ethan. I'm going to pull a keyword for everyone in the situation, honestly. Then I have my Fortune Cookie Oracle cards. And then I have my Sekali Oracle cards, which this is my Shadow Work Oracle cards. They get in there and they get deep, okay? They get emotional. And sometimes they say some things that I'm not ready for them to say. So I thought these were the best cards for this situation, okay? So with my Sekali Oracle cards, going ahead and pulling them out. And I'm just gonna ask them, hey, hey universe, hey everyone, what do you think about the situation that just happened between Trish and H3? What about the situation? Can you give me something about the energy surrounding this? Give me anything about the situation. How about Trish? Give me some information about how Trish is doing right now. And we have the two. Then we have the second card of this deck. And let me go ahead and grab some more cards. And it's kind of like, I feel like this is more so like a disassociation card. Okay, so with the birds on her, it's like everybody is drawn to her. Like, you see the birds are drawn to this girl's dress, right? And she's just kind of, she sees it, but she's not really she's not really taking it in. I think that she's probably in the midst of a even bigger episode right now. Like things are a little bit harder. Maybe she's just focusing a little bit more on herself than everybody's hate and everybody coming towards her and hating on her. We go on with the, let me go ahead and pull a card from the Fortune Cookies Oracle. Oh, there's a couple cards. So this is about Trish again. It says, nurture new beginnings, implement new routines. And then we also have Bon Voyage. I think things are getting ready to change for Trish. I'm wondering if she might get the news that, I don't know, I'm wondering if she might get the news that she's pregnant. I'm just throwing it out there. There's no other reason for it other than like the nurture new beginnings. But there is some changes that are happening within her right now. I definitely see like implementing new routines. Things are going to switch up pretty soon with Trisha. I think things are already switching up with her right now. Things are really changing. Let me go ahead and pull a card from the Autumn's Delight deck. Let me go ahead and pull a card from here. And we have mystery. There's a lot of things that are not being said. There's a lot of things that are not being talked about. There's a lot of things that we as audience do not know. And I'm picking up, there's a lot of things that Trish isn't ready for us to know. Like, while she is a very open person, she still has her, I got the talent card, her talents of hiding some things. Also, I feel like she's probably working on another project anyway. So if she wasn't going back to H3, there would still be something new popping up into her life pretty soon. Something's happening where I think she was a little stressed out. Not a little, she's very stressed out in these last few days because of what she's working on, which I saw her, she's working on like Sad Boy, and she's promoting Sad Boy. So possibly, I'm wondering if it's a possibility that she's stressed out with promoting Sad Boy right now. But you know, that girl, she goes after the bag. She's a hustler. She's a hustler, baby. We have the Clock. And the Clock represents taking time, needing progress, time to heal, cycles. And I feel like with these cycles in the traveling card, I think that she might be going MIA on the internet for a little while, possibly. Knowing Trish, she probably wouldn't go for too long, but she might be going a little bit MIA, going on a trip, probably doing some traveling and trying to focus on her talents. I know she says shit like she's talentless, and she, you know, she's like, I'm trash. Oh my goodness, I hate when I hear her say that. I'm trash and I feel like it. And I honestly have this feeling that I'm trash, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, no. But we see heart with a key. So it's like welcoming love, meeting the one, opening your heart, getting together, perfection. I feel like what's going to happen is she's going to go a little MIA. And during that time, she's going to be working on her relationship and working on like just focusing on her relationship and not focusing on the public's eye on her relationship, because she knows she can come back and do a video and people are going to watch. You know, people love to hate watch that girl. I don't know why. But like I said, my roommate, she did it. So, we have the Palm Tree card, and it's talking about stability, security, performance, growth, endurance, flexibility. I definitely see that there's going to be something that happens in Trisha's life that's going to bring a lot of stability, which, you know, I see a little bit of that right now with Moses. So maybe her and Moses are just going to take a little bit of a vacation away from the drama and just focus on them. People are going to be like, I wonder what happened to her. People are going to try to figure out what she's doing with life and whatnot. But honestly, she's just focusing on this one thing. I see some birds in the picture, and I'm wondering, like, I'm wondering, and then we have bon voyage, birds go up into the sky, you know, we're gonna fly high, you know what I'm saying? Things are happening where she's not even dealing with things on this level. She's dealing with a lot of other extra things that we just don't see right now. I feel like I need to go ahead and pull out another card. Let me go ahead and pull out these cards. And these are the cards that I like to usually end my readings with. You guys, if you ever came to my live readings, live pick-a-cards, I like to end off a reading with one of these cards. So this is for Trisha. So we got two cards that came out, and one of them says, souls that belong to each other will always find their way back together. Souls that belong with each other always find their way back. You know that song, you always find your way back home. You can change your hair and you can change your... That's probably not the right song, but I'm thinking about Miley Cyrus right now. And also, let things come and go. Stay calm and don't let anything disturb your peace. Carry on. Carry on. And that's kind of, I'm seeing that with the second card of the Secondly Oracle deck. Just kind of like, you see these birds are flocking around her, and she's focusing on this one bird. Honestly, if we look at it another way, the birds down here are like the world, because it's a circle. The world is kind of coming at her and like flocking at her and picking at her and whoop de whoop de whoop. And she's focusing on Moses. So you see she has the bird balanced on her hand, and there's two birds on her head. I feel like this is Ethan and Hilda. Honestly, I don't know what her name is, but I think this is Ethan and his wife, right? They're on top of her head, and she's trying to focus on this one thing. Nurture that new beginning. Go on a trip, and while you're going on a trip for like a health journey, self trip. Go on a trip where you're just like on the beach, just go get away. I'm saying this like she's watching this, but like she needs to go on a trip. Walk away from the internet, not forever, just a little while, and go on a trip with palm trees. Yes, go on a trip. Just go MIA. Go MIA and make people wonder about you. Because when you come back, you're going to come back with the news that, I don't want to say that because I don't really like speaking on pregnancy, but you know, they're trying. So I feel like she's going to go away. And it's going to be like, where's Trish? You know, she just disappeared. And when she comes back, there might be a bun in the oven. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. Because if it happens, you heard it from me first. Okay, so that's a little bit about Trish. But let me go ahead and... let me focus more so on this relationship between Trish and Ethan. And... I don't know, I could focus on her relationship with her and Moses, but I feel like that's not even important right now because they have something good. You gotta, I told my husband earlier today, you have to thank the universe when they give you some stability, much needed stability. And I feel like Moses is bringing that much needed stability into Trisha's life. I feel like it's just a step away from the internet. I know it's hard. It's hard. That's how you make your money. But I feel like that's something that's really needed right now. And not in I don't want to be in the nasty way that people like, Trish, get off the internet. Oh, forget you and whatnot. But okay, we have the Phoenix card. I wasn't even trying to pull a card, but it's speaking to me. Phoenix, rise from the ashes, start anew. This could be the start. Let me stop. But start anew. Something's going to rise from the ashes, and it's going to be something that's even better than what is happening right now. The Frenemies podcast, I like it. I think you guys should continue it, but I think it should be on pause for, a little while for, Trish to go on vacation and come back and, just let it air out. I would love to see Dr. Drew. I would love to see that episode, but I think it might be too soon for them to go ahead and do the episode like this next week. It's a little soon, y'all. I'm just saying. just saying, we got wedding wings, union, wedding, marriage, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. Ooh. This is going to sound a little weird, but her and her mans, they might run away. They might run away and get married. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing out a lot of things. I don't necessarily see a breakup. If anybody wants to, like, oh, are they gonna make it? I don't see a breakup anytime soon. They might run away and get married. The vacation cards was in there. Tell me about Trisha and her relationship. Tell me about Trisha and her relationship. It says the sword and the rose, clarity, truth, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. And I know that she says that Moses is very protective of her. So the sword and the rose coming together. Tell me some more about the relationship. Tell me some more about the relationship. The runner in a codependent relationship, a fear of intimacy. There's this idea that that Trish is sabotage. I mean, Ethan has said it before on the podcast that, oh, Trish, maybe you're just sabotaging. Oh, when I saw that episode, I was like, oh my goodness, that pisses me off, because, you know, she's, you know, let her feel her emotions and let's have that conversation about this. Like, people in the comments, they brought it up, okay? You know, Ethan didn't get away. Hilda didn't get away with just saying that. So I'm proud of the people in the comments, because even though they stand H3, they're still like, hey, wait a minute, that wasn't right. But I feel like to a certain extent, maybe that wasn't the right time to say it, or like the right situation to be like, oh, you're self-sabotaging. But I do see that she possibly does self-sabotage with the relationship, because it's so good and she doesn't feel like she's worthy of this goodness. She doesn't feel like she's worthy of that love and that care that Moses is giving her. We then have the boat. So it's like receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, and closure issues. She did say that. Oh gosh, all of these cards came out. I'm going to put them back into the deck. But she did say that she had some closure issues due from her last relationship of he who shall not be named. It's the idea of moving on. I feel like moving on because, you know, you can't continue to wallow in that pain. We also have soulmates cards. So soul connection, partnership agreement, soul contract. So I feel like this relationship is what she needs. It's divinely sent to her. It's going to help her a lot. It's just a matter of walking away from the internet, walking away from these negative Nancys that want to drag you down, don't want to let you grow, and continuing to work on yourself. Sometimes you can't work on yourself and make content at the same time. And that sounds silly. Creativity. I kept eyeballing this card. Creativity. She's kind of cupping her stomach with that ring on her finger. So I definitely feel like there might be something to do with a baby in this situation. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not sure. Throwing it out there. If it comes out to be right, I can say, look, y'all, I said it. I'm just gonna say it. We have purity, and we have habits. And habits was actually in reverse. I feel like she's breaking a lot of habits, and she's doing it with a pure heart. Definitely takes a lot of maturity to be able to walk away and just be like, you know what, I purely want to do this for the sake of, you know, my love, my relationship. And then I also see results right underneath. That's that underdeck energy, that results. So I definitely see a lot of good things happening with this relationship. I see a lot of changes, good changes with this relationship. And I don't know, I'm just proud of her. She's gotten this far, you know. I need her to stop talking bad on herself now. That's something I need her to do. Like, I need you to, every time you go to say something mean to yourself, I need you to turn around and make sure that you say something nice to you 10 times, say something nice to you times 10, say something nice to yourself. We have the 31 card from the Secondly Oracle deck. You know, it's someone getting a shot. So it makes me wonder a little bit. I see it as upfront. I see it as you know, someone getting the help that they need, which, you know, this relationship, I keep saying she's getting a lot of help that she needs in this relationship. I think people need to just kind of mind their own business. I'm not a fan of unsolicited advice though, so it's coming from a place in my heart too. Like, I don't like unsolicited advice. So like, people on the internet are just like, you need to do this, you need to do that. How about you guys need to shut up? That sounds so aggressive, but like, you know, sometimes people just need to go ahead and let things play out, let things work out the way they're going to work out. And I feel like they're not allowing Trisha the opportunity for things to actually work out, because they always have something to say. See things from a new perspective, and that could be talking about, because I'm saying, oh, people always got something to say, they need to just be quiet and stuff like that. Maybe I need to see things from a new perspective on that idea of, you know, I know that she is a public figure, but even then, that doesn't mean that you can continue to drag people like that. Especially, I'm not trying to use her mental health as an excuse for her behavior, but dang, if this is what you do to someone who's out upfront about their mental health, like, wow. I also see pursue your passions. So I feel like this is a call out to Trisha to continue to pursue your passions and stop reading the comments. They're not nice. Stop reading the comments, because everything is still unwritten. It is still unwritten. You still, you know, when you say I'm trash, you're not trash. Like, your behavior might have been trash in the past, but you still have the opportunity to change. You still have the opportunity to grow. You do not know how far you're going to get right now, because the universe is saying, I didn't let you know that yet. So stop calling yourself trash, because you're blocking your blessings. I know that Trisha is like, I don't know her personally, but the way she acts, like when she did the goat yoga, and it's just like, I'm willing to try anything, and like, I'm here for a good time, kind of like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time type of energy. But just watching her, like, she has to know in some way, like that vibration. She's pulling these negative, she's putting herself down. She knows it's just not easy to stop doing, okay? So I think the thing is, I can continue to give her praise. I can continue to, you know, you got this all day long. But if she doesn't feel like she got it, you know that, like, she's gonna get to that point. So we have considered healthier choices, and then we also have to stay on track. So what she's doing right now, she's already on track for, you know, bettering herself. She's already on track for doing good. You know, she's trying. She's trying, and that's a lot better than some people who aren't trying. So, like, you know, I didn't want to just focus on Trisha this entire video, but I just continue to keep her name in my mouth. But I don't know. The cards, like, I feel like I've said a lot. And it was all about Trish, and I was like, I want to do this about her and her relationship with Ethan, but honestly, forget that relationship. Focus on yourself. Beware of hidden agendas. Ooh, babe. Okay, guys, I am back, and I hope that you guys liked or got any type of insight from the cards. Much love and positivity. And I just also want to go ahead and point out that Rome wasn't built in a day, so the dome shouldn't be either. You know, I'm trying to coin that. Rome wasn't built in a day, and the dome is the same way, okay? Remember the unitedly random way and that saying. Because a lot of people seem to think that with mental health, you can just like, okay, go to therapy and it's all done. No. It is not that easy, baby. It is not. And like, especially if, okay, let's be real. Trisha is a little bit older, okay? So it's like more so like not set in her ways, but it's a little bit harder. She has to work a hell of a lot harder to get to the point where she can like help herself, get to the point that like she can see it when it's happening, and she is working on that. I watched all of their videos, like her video that she just put out talking about how she wasn't gonna go back to the podcast. I kind like, if you want my opinion, I think that she should, with Dr. Drew. He was supposed to be coming like the next week, but like, y'all didn't come here for my opinions. Y'all came here for the tarot cards. So thank you for watching all the way to this point. Much love and much positivity, and I will see you guys next time.